Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato, Samantha Perry, happy to be joining you as we wrap up another three-day race week here in Hollandale Beach. Another nice day out at the track, and you can see the three surfaces there. The turf is coming around and looking beautiful out there, and good day racing yesterday as well, a couple stakes races.
Yeah, it was. We'll recap those a bit later, but yeah, it was a very fun day of racing, a beautiful day. It was steamy yesterday, that's for sure.
Sure was, and we've got a stakes race for you today as well in the Aventura for the 2-year-olds, and race number 6 will stretch them out to a mile, but we've also got, it's an 8-race card today, so the Rainbow 6 kicks off in race number 3, and that is $225,000 in the gross jackpot guarantee. Big pool on tap for you, and of course, as we always do each and every day, the early pick 5 kicks off in about 54 minutes in the race number 1 opener, and we'll take a look at my ticket now. Pretty tight little ticket here for me. Not a lot of key scratches on the card, but if there was maybe an important one, it was in the first race with straight time. The 2 is out, so got a couple of them in here. 4 deep in race number 2, the 2 on the dot. In race number 3, the 6, Smoke and Bow for me. My best bet of the day is old Betty in race number 4, and I think you're going to single her because I think she'll be a heck of a lot lower than 4-1. And then in race number 5, the 3, Hey Paula, and we've got the Gangs All Here angle. I'm going to show you that. And that is a $24 ticket. And we do have a couple scratches in the opener. Pete will be upstairs to run you through them all, but he doesn't have a lot to do today. And
no,
that
not
is good.
today.
Not today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we scratched the 1, Never Walk Alone, and we scratched the 2, Straight Time. We've got a field. Oh, we got good television here, right in a row for us, the same triple. Callie Who is going to be a very short number on the drop for Safi.
Yeah, I don't feel like you can get cute with this drawn perfectly to the outside. There's nobody in here who really looks like they want to break their maiden in any type of urgent way. So, yeah.
I thought you were going to just stop at there's nobody in here, but
no.
She's in a good spot.
She is very good.
And the drop works.
Yeah.
You know, they only paid, $8,500 for him. He's a Caraconti, so there's not a lot going on here, so the drop doesn't worry me either.
No.
Safi is a guy that likes to win races, and kind of seems like what it is today. Gary's Flying Lion, if the favorite does stumble a little bit, I think is clearly the main danger.
I really liked this horse last time, too. I think he was my long shot, and this horse, like you said, he kind of had a trip last time. I mean, as much as you can for a 12-5 claimer, but yeah, the favorite will have to stub his toe. Perfectly said.
Yeah, I mean, he was on a barn switch last time. He ran okay. The problem is he's been lacking early speed in his 2 Tapeta starts, and A, that's not how you win Tapeta sprints, and B, the favorite's got an abundance of early speed, and it's going to put him in a really tricky spot.
Right.
Anthony's Rocket in the mix as well, but for an underneath award, I think. The 2-year-old fillies in race number 2, the State Breds here, going 5.5 on the main track, and we'll take a look at Samantha's early pick 4 ticket. I think that main track is going to be sealed to start, but we will get you an update before it's all said and done.
We will. And this opener here, of course, we can take a look at them, which is the beauty of the early pick 4. But if you're wanting to play the pick 5, these are just kind of from the work videos what I like. We'll get to it in just a second. Cajun Hope for me. I love this horse today. Race number 4. It's a spread race for me. Yamarada. I'm going to try one more time. 2 turns. I've been dying to have this horse stretch out, and so the 7 furlongs didn't quite cut it. Let's give it one more go. And in race 5, the 6 Lexinator, Rohan Crichton, for me, and in a full field of 8. So $8 is the play for me.
I like it. Punch it a few times and see where it leaves you. Let's get into this race, though, with the 2 on the dot, and we'll take a look at the replay. I've got this one on top, and you wanted to pull up a work video.
Yeah, this was at the OBS June sale. This horse breezed a quarter, has a nice stride to her, which is nice. The summer fronts, I feel like they need all the ground that they can get, and she levels off nicely towards the end of the work, just a little shaded under the 21 mark, which is good. And $50,000 for this breeding, I feel like is a good price. It's not so, I think it's a little above average.
She looked like she was zipping along pretty good there. To me, the dam, Miss Melinda did win her debut. She stakes place. She was 3 for 22. Third foal. The other two, not much. None of them won on debut. But this is Eddie Plisa Jr., first-time starter. Edgard is here too. I think that's some significance as well. And it certainly looks like she hasn't missed a beat in the morning either since they snagged her there. But you're going to put her in second. You've got Opus, the firster for Arundel, in here.
I do, and I like Opus even more now because On the Dot gets the rail, and on the Dot will have to come out running now. She's got some zip, so that's a good thing. But Opus and the Arundel connections, this horse has a solid foundation at the Arundel farm. But I like to say that the horses that are coming off the farm, I like to see them have a work over the track. This horse does have one. I think that's just so important to have. Now it was over the Tapeta, but at least we know this horse has been here for at least a week or more in training on the main track as well.
Yeah, the Arundel runners, the 2-year-olds, as always, are running. These brethren do scratch the 1, Uno out of here. We differentiate a little bit from there. The 7, Daddy's Pigeon, another firster. This one for Jose Garofalo, who's going really good of late, by the way.
Yeah, and this horse actually worked okay at the June sale. 10-1. I could show all of these, but I don't think it would be really that important. But we've seen Jose Garofalo strike hot with these firsters as of late. And I get the outside is not ideal, but we have Lionel Reyes aboard. A solid work leading into this race on the main track. We'll see what we get.
Clean shaven. Jose got his picture taken. We should have known the other day. But we were late to that party. 2 down. We've got 8 of them for you today, so we'll take a quick break on Gulfstream today. When we come back, Rainbow 6 time, $225,000 in the gross jackpot guarantee.
And they're off. My racehorse has opened up a door for people that felt like that door would have never been opened for them.
We can all be owners and we can all get that excitement.
You can meet your horse through the different experiences and all of the events that My Racehorse puts together. You get that hands-on connection.
Whether you have $50 or $500, everyone that joins My Racehorse gets that experience of a lifetime.
I love My Racehorse. Let's go.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. 8-race card today, so we have 2 down, and that means with 6 to go, the Rainbow kicks off about 1:52 in the p.m. We hope to see you out here, and we hope you're playing as well because there's $225,000 in the gross jackpot guarantee. You will not need to really go through the couch cushions to play my ticket too much at $14.40. And I already talked about a couple of these races. So in race number 6, our top pick in here, that is the Aventura, by the way, and it's a good race. I'm really excited to see Secret Chat come back now facing winners and see him rise and stretch out for that matter as well. He was so impressive on debut. You see another single. I couldn't. Not looking to try to beat Extendo in there in race number 7. Going to be a very short number back on the Tapeta. And then in race number 8, that is a spread for me as well. We'll go to the 5. How about Dat? That is my long shot, a horse I think you played.
That was my long shot last time,
And this horse, we'll show it to you, ran kind of sneaky okay.
Yeah, very good.
So I'm going to kind of picking up what you're putting down on that one. And on a $14.40 ticket. We'll kick it off in race number 3. It is clean with a field of 6. These are 3 and up now, which have never won 2. The tag is a quarter, 6 furlongs out here. And you go to the inside. You said you love Cajun Hope today.
Yeah, this is my best bet.
Why?
All right. Well, let me count the ways here. A 3-year-old facing older for the first time. Draws the rail. Are these all negatives for you that I'm listing?
No. Where's his form?
Well, these are tough horses that he's coming out of beating. Quincy Cafe, I'm not a huge fan of Quincy Cafe, admittedly, but Copper Master came back to win. English Bob, that horse for Daniel Pete, has actually been quite productive. He's just caught some tough runners. You go to the race 2 back, Swervin's a nice horse.
Good. Yeah.
Great navigator, runs today at Belmont at Aqueduct, of course, against Cody's Wish in the Vosburg. But that horse ran a massive figure at Monmouth going 2 turns just in his last out. So these are horses that And here he's facing to his outside shakeup, who just broke his maiden for maiden 12-5. I just think this horse has a little bit more of a solid foundation. And you look at the figures, and I get it. They're not the strongest, but Mike Yates, this is a solid spot. And this is the first time he's actually running this horse for a tag. Let's look at a stat. Yeah, because this is, I feel like, pretty flattering for Mike Yates. Now, 15%, just 4 for 26 from allowance to claiming, but look at this in the money rate, 58%. This is impressive.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think they're going to bet this horse. That's
They will,
the rail worried me a little bit. That's
I get
all. I
it.
mean, he's certainly in the mix. I'm not playing a ticket without him, a rainbow. That is for sure. And the drop, I worry that he's never run against older horses. I'm not worried that he's a 3-year-old facing older horses. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm just more worried that he hasn't done it yet. But, like you said, those are good groups he's coming out of. I'm giving Smoking Bow one more chance.
That's fair. He's the other horse.
Yeah, he went way too fast last time. I don't really know why. I don't know if he just kind of fell on the lead or what happened. I don't know why he was going 46 and 2 on the front end. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And I hope he shouldn't be on the front end today. And I think that puts him in a better spot.
It does. And that was kind of coming off of a little bit of a break. He's got a bit of a shaky kind of race pattern, but the only win on his page is sprinting. And that's what he gets today.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I think he makes sense in here. And we've got the other two just flopped a little bit. Shake Up off the claim for Pete Walder, and Tick-Tockable as well, facing winners, and I think this is a pretty sizable rise for him. He's never run on a fast track either.
No, and those two that you mentioned, Shake Up and Tick-Tockable, they didn't beat anybody, so I'm fading these completely.
Yeah, race number 4 kicks off the late pick 5, going a mile and 70 on the Tapeta. These are state breds now. These are fillies 2 years old, and we'll take a look at your ticket on a race where you said you're giving La Mirada one more chance?
I am indeed. It's a $54 play for me. We'll get to this race in just a second. Here's a single for you, Lexinator. I needed some leverage because I felt like the bottom half of this card could. I guess I didn't see it as clearly as you did here.
It's a much bigger ticket.
Yeah, race 6, it's our feature race. Braun is my top pick. I have Secret Chat in there as well, and Self-Sufficient. I'm going to go with the rail. I'm hoping the rail's all right today. And in race number 7, the 5 on top for me, that is Grand Bay for Victor Barboza. And in the finale, I'm going to go with the 5. How about that on top? I didn't want to single this horse.
Right.
I thought that maybe something funky could happen here. But, yeah, a little more pricey than I usually do. But I think it's a good sequence. If I can get out of the 5th race, I think I could be home, I think.
I like your chances if you can get through the 5th race.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. 5th race is problematic, though. I don't see the 4th race as problematic. Betty, to me, she's my best bet of the day.
Okay.
And while you talk about La Mirada, I don't know. I know you want 2 turns. I get it. Vino Rosso. She just didn't do any running last time. That was that weird race where Miss Saley, for whatever reason, ran off the screen.
Yeah,
on the front
that
end.
was. And so you see how far of the margin she was beaten, and it was quite a bit. And she was bet off the board here. Since seeing her, my comments have been she just has legs that look like they can run all day. Just a big, lanky filly. And I love the fact that they're getting her to 2 turns here. I think she should just glide over this mile and 70 yards because it's not like she's very sizable as far as just thickness goes. She just has a lot of leg to her. Marco Meneses stays aboard here. First time to PETA. We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, she's down inside. She did draw well here, and she's going to need some speed, though. I don't really necessarily see her as a horse that's going to be closer early on just because they're stretching out. I just feel like Betty, give me 2-1 on Betty, and I'll be happy because you see her form. She didn't do any running, sprinting. Then they stretch her out last time, and it was a night and day difference. She's got a huge tactical edge.
Yeah.
By the way, these are all dirt horses, 1-turn dirt horses, and she's proven at 2 turns on Tapeta.
She is. And that was just a massive improvement from her debut at 5.5 to a mile and 70 yards.
She's no great shakes, don't get me wrong, but
No.
I feel like that gives her a major, major edge in here. Seat at the table better wake up, right?
Yes. Half to Dear Dad. Dear Dad won second out.
Okay.
And Mark Cassidy trained that one. I think that the stretch out is going to help. We'll see improvement here.
Didn't take any money on debut, which
No.
worried me a little bit. For a barn that they
Do
always
they?
bet. Well, they get bet.
Yeah.
12 to 1 in a 7-horse field. I don't know.
That's true.
The other thing was, I mean, she's by the factor. I didn't know if, she's really supposed to wake up that much on the stretch, but we'll see. I mean, you don't have her on top either.
Right.
I think we both like our top picks, and I think from there we kind of both
It's just
feel
kind of, yeah.
anything goes a little bit. Race number 5, 5.5 on the Tapeta. These are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Tag is 10, down to 8, and we do scratch out the 1 in here. Check the grade. Late pick 4 time. We can leave it because we're going to show the replay. This is a vintage gangs all here
Yeah.
race. So we got Lexinator,
Good
we
job,
got
guys.
Solaire, we got Hey Hey Paula, we got Drinks on Me.
And at the start of this replay here,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like anybody has a chance here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on Lexinator. Ala Turca just shot out of a cannon, and this was Ala Turca cutting back, I believe, for
Yeah.
Murat Sankal.
Yeah.
And I thought that Lexinator ran very game on the rail, now drawn to the outside, outside of a couple at least, and I think it should be a better effort.
Here's my worry about everybody that's not Hey Hey Paula, and I know she was 4th in that race. You look at Lexinator, you look at Solaire, you look at Drinks on Me, and I don't care what kind of figures you use, but the buyers are what most people see. The numbers those 3 horses ran are like, where the heck did they come from? They never run anything like that.
I think that, and you and I both, and people who are watching, the numbers on the Tapeta sometimes
Yeah.
can be a bit, I don't want to say hit or miss, but they can just be, I don't think we as
Tough to
handicappers, exactly,
Yeah.
really read too much into them. I don't see an
Right.
80 for Lexinator and go, oh, okay, this is a horse I'm putting on top because this was an 8.
Right.
I just don't handicap that way.
I feel like that race was rated a lot faster than it was.
Probably
and if
was, yeah.
nothing else, Hey Hey Paula ran her race. These other 3 horses looked to me like they jumped way up.
Yeah.
I can trust Hey Hey Paula more. That's all.
That's
And
fair.
that's why I put her on top. And you've got well, see, you're kind of doing the same thing with Forever Us. She comes in off a win, as I'm doing with the 9 Runaway Breeze. They're not out of that race.
Yeah. And sometimes you just have to go with that.
Yeah, I don't think either of that's a bad thing. And Victor Barboza with your horse down on the inside, she was my long shot. We still don't know why she was 25 to 1 that day. That was.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is a race again. We could run it 8 different times,
Yes.
8 different days. We'd get a different result. I had to take a stand somewhere on my ticket because
Mm-hmm.
it would be too much. But this, if you have some strong opinions later, this would be like almost an all
It's a
ball.
spread race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
To be sure. The Aventura, race number 6, is a good one. Now
Very
we'll
good.
stretch these 2-year-olds out to a 1-turn mile. Such a tricky, demanding distance. A field of 6 in here. Let's talk about Braun.
Mm-hmm.
You've got on top, and show him why, because this horse ran pretty well, routing on Tapeta.
Yes, it was not bet at all. Ruben Sierra, he's done very well. Now, don't pay attention to the Sunshine Meat stats because the
Right.
Royal Palm Meat was strong.
Huge year in general.
Yes, so Braun really looked like no shot in heck here. And this is actually a good thing for me because when I saw that he defeated Full Nelson, I was saying to myself, this is not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Full Nelson came and won and was good the other day.
Yep.
Reminder came back to win. So now in hindsight, I think this is better. Braun, ears pricked at the wire on the left lead. I think he just got a little bit tired. And the left lead and the drifting in wasn't so much of... Sometimes people can take that as a bad thing. I think he just was tired and
Mm-hmm.
he just kind of start to drift in. It's so tough to win first out 2 turns.
2 turns,
So tough. And he did it. He's got that mile experience. No, the only horse who does is don't be so grouchy. So.
Yeah, and he's bred for the main. I mean, Neolithic out of an Indian Charlie mare, so he's certainly bred for the
Right.
main track. The foundation you get out of that race is huge.
It's just such a good tightener.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's show you Secret Chat because he was awesome on debut.
Beautiful win, yeah.
Really, really impressive. And watch him really level off in the lane and in deep stretch. Right here, it's kind of a race a little bit, and you're pretty sure he's going to win from here, even off the far turn. But I thought he leveled out really, really impressively, Samantha. And looks like a horse to me, like he could be going places.
Yeah, this was I know you and I think we're against arrogancy
Yeah.
that day for Bobby DeBona. That horse was really crazily bet after, I think that was his horse's second start. He ran
Yeah.
second on debut. But Secret Chat, to me, is a horse that I think is just going to continue to get better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of confused, though, Brian. I will say, if we're going to pick some holes, the gate work leading into
Yeah,
this.
a little odd.
But, hey,
Very weird.
not a
actually.
trainer, so
Yep.
I will say this about him. He did break slow in his debut, but he was the rail.
Yeah.
And you're standing in there longer than everybody else. So maybe they just wanted to pop him out. You see, it's not the fact that it was 39-4. I don't worry about that, because what I imagine is what they did is you take him to the gate, you just pop him out, you hustle him past the gap, because in the mornings the gates are at the top of the stretch here. You get past the gap, past the quarter pole, and then you just kind of wrap up on him.
Right.
So.
Right. What do you make of Self-Sufficient? I was not impressed with his debut, but I
know.
also readily admit I was dead against him
You
on
were?
debut, and he won.
Yeah, and
Pletcher, Rapoli.
it's okay. We'll forgive you for it. I don't think this horse is going to surprise you if he wins, right?
No,
he
he's in the
should
mix.
stretch out just
Right.
fine, and yeah.
Yeah. They didn't really bet him that day, which I thought was odd. I know he paid $680, but you look at the connections and what he was in against. I would assume they're going to bet him today. I don't think you're getting $9
Yeah.
on Self-Sufficient in here. That's for sure. He's certainly in the mix on paper. How about we got a second here? What about DiVieto? I thought he was. I'm not going to tell you he couldn't lose last time. I thought he was in a really good spot. We know Ben Tornado is very good now. This horse just hit a wall on the. He looked like he was going to win for fun.
Yeah, that is concerning. You see the line flattened out. I think that's putting it nicely.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if you go back and watch the replay, it was not flattering at all. I actually, I might be kind of kicking myself a bit. Jive, he ran a really good race.
Yeah,
behind
Jive went very well.
His stablemate, and I think Jive was a horse that should get better stretching out as well.
Yeah, he's DiVieto to me is
a fade.
Is a fade
Yeah.
for sure, and I've got him in fourth, but he's not on my tickets,
Yeah.
and I'm okay playing it that way. Late double in race number 7. We're 5.5 on the Tapeta in here. 3-year-olds are 4 and up, which have never won 2 races. 50 is the tag, down to 40. We do scratch out the 3, Courageous Copper, and we are all over the place. I
Wow.
like that. Grand Bay for you, huh?
Yeah, Victor Barboza here. This is a barn that he just doesn't seem like he can do anything wrong right now. He switches to Amiseo Jaramillo. This horse looks to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you not see? What was it about him that you didn't
Well, I think
like?
I think it was more extendo. Is what he's just a freak on the Tapeta, and he's so fast.
He is.
I think Graham Bennett, he's in for a tag, which is a little bit of a worry, but I was okay. This is one of those races where you did it with Lexinator early on. You're singling, and you're just saying the favorite's too good, or
Yep.
you're spreading deep and trying to beat. Maybe he is a vulnerable favorite. He hasn't run at all in 2 starts, but one of them was on yielding turf at Saratoga, and one of them was in the slop at the shore.
At Monmouth. I worry with these horses coming back from those yielding turf courses at Saratoga, it might affect them a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's
demanding.
a tough course to run on.
And Super Quest, who won that race, is going to win stakes for Team Cassie, I think. So I was just, you look at his 3 Tapeta races where...
This is his preferred surface.
Yeah, and I guess there's been 3 races where he's been right because obviously something went wrong on November 4th and he had to take a little bit of a layoff. The 3 races where he's been good and right would lap this field.
Exactly.
But again, he's a short number. He's 7-5 on the morning line, and that's spot on. And maybe he's just a little off form. He's now in for a tag, so shopping around a little bit.
Yeah.
Regaining Greenpoint. I can never say his name. He's okay for Scott Acker.
He hasn't disgraced himself after winning for just 25,000, and I thought it was a bit over his head the last couple tries, and he's done well. And Lionel Reyes gets back aboard.
Yeah, and you can draw a line through No Name Dude's race last time. He had just a bad trip.
Yeah.
And the reason I put him in second was because I got a feeling Extendo's going to fry a lot of horses that are chasing him. Maybe he picks up some pieces.
Maybe, yeah.
You know,
Especially from the outside.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking there. Race number 8, we wrap up the card here on a Sunday. We go 6.5. These are 12-5 maiden claimers on the main track. 12-5 maiden claimers. A field of 8 in here, and we're going to show you that replay that we were talking about with How About Dat and Ghost Force in here.
This was a really good effort from How About That.
Yes.
I remember saying, this horse, did he pull up?
Right.
His chiclet was never in the picture. And look at him just geared down. He wanted to pass horses. He wanted this. And you look at Ghost Force, the 5. Look at him. I mean, he's just...
No, we watched it in the office. So your horse is running a little bit here.
He was,
yeah. Splitting horses there.
Yep,
gets
weaving
a little
through traffic.
Yeah, gets a little more ground to work with. We get an extra half furlong today. You know, the winner was you saw him there at 1-5, and I think he's in a good spot. He's my long shot today. I don't know what kind of price we're going to get. And this is another one of those races where there's just no one in here he's supposed to be scared of. Cheru is 6-5, and I mean, I guess.
Yeah, it's a big drop, but still.
They claimed him for a quarter. They run him in a special weight. He doesn't
do anything.
And here you can have him for 12-5. No thanks.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, he's underneath, obviously, and they're going to put him in the mix. But
yeah, just because of the connections. It's imaginary stable.
Well, yeah, no. And
Liz Dobles.
Yeah, exactly. And I get it. And John likes to win races, and they put horses where they belong.
Right.
But that was just not a very flattering effort, because Liz is in the mid-20s off the claim.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I'm very, very against this horse, at least on top today.
That's fair.
And we just showed you the race. Ghost Force, to me, he can't beat How About That.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, maybe the blinkers off. I don't know.
Right, but they take the blinkers off. He's had 5 chances, or she's had, 5 chances. She's 4 years old. Tough.
I don't see it.
I don't
see it at all. Okay, 8 of them for you. Don't forget the Rainbow, race number 3, $225,000 in the gross jackpot guarantee. But before we leave you, we'll take a look at the lightning round here today. And we'll backtrack a little bit because we did have a couple stakes yesterday headlined by the Hollywood Beach.
It was a very impressive victory from Baby Steps, taking the Starfish Bay.
Oh, this is Starfish Bay first? Okay, yeah. Baby Steps,
Baby Steps,
Jorge
Hot
Delgado.
Stepper.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Okay. Jorge Delgado, $18.
Yeah, he's back. Choose Joy. Let's give a small golf clap to this.
Good to see her back.
Yeah, she tried hard.
Good to see her
the
back.
The gap between the rest of them were
not very flattering.
No, not at all.
Not very flattering. Now, the Hollywood Beach, right?
Yeah, batters up.
Okay.
Mattingly. We get it?
Yeah, you're a big baseball fan. So,
huge one.
Mattingly, he was twice stakes placed.
Yep.
And now he's a stakes winner. Joe Orsino's done a really good job with him. He was behind No Name Metz in the Royal Ascot qualifier. And, boy, he was good. I know, drifted a little bit, but Okiro, who we picked, was never getting by.
Nope, he wasn't. And it's going to be cool to see kind of where Mattingly goes next, because this horse did run well on the grass course on debut. And they took the horse up to Woodbine to run on the Tapeta coming into that race yesterday. So it'll be interesting where they go next. What kind of the plan is. I'll be interested to find out from Joe where they think that they're going to spot this horse.
Yeah, a lot of options, and Joe's done a really good job, shipping this horse around, and now he's paid off with a stakes win. So well done to him. Sammy Camacho, huh? He had a day yesterday.
He did. He came. He's back. I know he was off to a huge start at Monmouth before injury set him out for a bit, and he actually held on to second place in the standings for quite some time and then was eventually passed. But he's come back here and done very, very well. We have an extremely deep and talented jockey colony. Obviously, in the championship meet, other riders come in, but on a day-in, day-out basis here in the summer and spring and fall, this is a really good group. It is. It really is. And I think that sometimes if you're not a normal watcher or you're just the casual watcher, you may not realize it as much as we do. But we really do have a strong, all of them give very solid efforts each time. Yeah, and he fits right in the middle of that, to be sure. Your best bet today? Cajun Hope Fantasy? Oh, yeah. Cajun Hope. There we go. Yep. And I'm with old Betty in race number 4. Betty. 4-horse in race 4 at 4-1, and your long shot. Long shot today is Braun. Okay. I think we'll get 5-1 on Braun.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to bet self-sufficient.
They'll bottom out the field. Like, yeah.
He won't be 7-2, and Secret Chat is going to take a lot of money. So you might fall through the wagering cracks there because you're first of all, you're 30-1 on
Exactly.
debut. And you're doing it on Tapita. So I do think you'll get a square price. You'll probably come back and bet Diviato again. So I think you're allowed to think you'll get better than.
Yeah.
than
And
5.
it is a reach, but hey, these are what long shots are for. And with these
Exactly.
2-year-olds, you never know. Just ask Nutella Fella in Saratoga.
There you go. Yeah, right. Oh, gosh. How about that for me in the finale? And
Yeah.
it'll be a weird race because Cheru is 6-5, and maybe they come back and hammer that horse again, or
Yeah.
otherwise, I will say this: if Cheru's sitting up there at 3-1, I'd be very leery of her.
It would. And how about that? I think that he'll be kind of overlooked because unless
might
you
be.
watch the replay, you don't really see how well she did
That's
run.
a good point because you look at the race on paper and you just like this horse kind of ran in place a little
Exactly,
bit.
but
passed a
it
couple.
was much better.
That's why we show them to you.
Yeah.
So, Pete's upstairs. Not a lot to do. We like that on a Sunday fun day here at Gulfstream Park. Rainbow in race 3 with 2 1/4 in that gross jackpot guarantee, and we'll be here all day. Hope to see you out here, and best of luck.